So normally how it starts is our material, wood like this. So the black material here is what all of our racks are made out of. Racks, front shelves, things like that. And this material starts this way and then gets cut down into parts. So the cool thing about this material, it's fully Baltic birch. So you see black here, but they just paint it to seal it. So it's 13 ply Baltic birch, highest quality, there's nothing better than it. And then it has like a hexagon finish on the top. And then it's all phenolic base. So it's got a really good durable finish that will last a long time. So it starts off that way. And then we turn around here and it'll go from here onto our CNC machine, which will then cut out all the parts. It's a big robot. If anybody knows about CNC machining, it's pretty amazing, very difficult to learn, but once you get it, it can be a world of cool stuff. So it goes on to here, we cut out parts, work order comes in, and then we take that work order and we cut it out per desk. So we'll cut out, if it's a 24U, which is what we do most of the time, we sell a lot of 24Us, we'll do a whole 24U at once. The whole rack will get taken off, and then we'll put on birch, and then birch will all get cut in one desk. We're in some transition right now we've got the new machinery in to help our lead time. As we all know, it's been kind of crazy just with materials and supply, but we've got some new machinery in to help us with that. So it comes off, if it's raw birch, it'll be sanded over here in parts. All of that will be changing to be sanded in our new Holy Grail.
This thing?
The sander machine, which has stuff all over it because we're waiting on sandpaper to come in. What you'll do is it'll come off the CNC machine, and it'll just go directly in that roller, and it'll come out the other side perfect.
Wow.
I hope so, because I paid a lot of money for that machine. It needs to be perfect.
Dang, man, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty awesome once we get it up and running, and then so then it'll kind of funnel. Everything kind of starts here and funnels into the shipping room. If it's black product, it'll get put on a cart, and it'll most likely go to the left of the shop, which will then go to our edge bander and some black processing over there. If it's birch, it'll get sanded and put on a shelf where then they will pull full desks in batches, and they'll stain them and top coat them and do that whole process. So it kind of goes into a funnel like that. So birch will then come off and be sanded. It'll be stacked over here in in desks. So over here, this is somewhat of a desk here. This is a full desk. So they've been pulling from these all day long, and they'll pull from here. We have extra parts just in case we, monitor stand tops and bottoms and stuff, just in case something gets damaged.
Cool.
We can just pull. But normally what we're doing is we're making everything in sets and doing one at a time. So it kind of helps us get the process done faster. We've done in big batch sets, and it just takes so much time.
Yeah.
So we're trying to work on our process and figure out what's the least amount of time this thing can be here and move to the other room as quickly as possible, but with the same great quality that we want. So then it moves over, we can turn around here into our spray booth, and basically all the parts for one desk will get laid out on these pyramids here, and then they'll come in and they'll turn the big fan on and they'll spray everything, stain it all, and it'll go up on like a big rack like this. So we'll stain it, it'll go into the tent to dry, and then when they pull it back out, it'll be like this, and then they'll pull them off and sand them down in between coats and then put them up. So everything here is one order. So this is a 24U. Yep, this is a 24U here. And then they'll spin the cart, and there's another 24U there. So they'll take them off here and hand sand them in between coats. Now, when we get our new machine up and running, there will be no more hand sanding. And Sean will thank everybody for that. So then once they get it done here, and it's all done top coated, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Wait, so where you said this stained, it's put on here to dry, is that in there?
Yeah, so we call this the Texas Tea Room. And the Texas Tea Room is just a clean room that we can put in here because we're running out of space. And so we needed somewhere for stuff to go. So we'll put it in here so that all the dust and stuff can stay out of it from floating in the air from sanding and CNC machine. Hopefully in the next month or so, we're gonna wall this off and really create a whole room for this specific process.
Yeah.
These will wheel in and out of the Texas Tea Room, and it's four-sided, so you can put a lot of stuff on there.
This is a genius design. This like rack thing for multiple orders.
Yeah, it was actually Sean designed this one. We had a couple iterations that we worked on, and we were looking for something to do this, where we can put a lot of material on it and it not be so tall, and we can wheel it around and stuff. So once it comes off of here, he'll start assemblies. He'll assemble monitor stands and legs, and he'll get everything prepped and ready to basically go into the shipping room. He does upholstery and assembly stuff, so this is kind of his whole station here. So he'll do upholstery.
So taking the pieces like this,
Yep.
turning them into this.
That's right.
And then the front shelf over there, you can see the upholstered like armrest.
Yep. So yeah, so upholstery. This is our new version 2 of our 24U bolsters. With a new version 2, you can just slide these off and replace just this part instead of the entire front shelf.
Yeah, that's great.
So this is what's on every desk now. So it works a lot better. So when all the black stuff comes off the CNC machine, this machine does one thing. It's so big, but it does one thing, but it does it really well.
Yeah.
And so you buy the big, huge machine to do it very well.
Yeah.
But it basically here's the core of the material, and it puts like a finished edge on it. So they call it edge banding. So they'll edge band the side of it, so it hides the plies. It makes it more of a finished look. So once they clean all this up and get the small glue lines off of it, it's like furniture.
Yeah.
It'll look clean like a solid piece.
That's cool.
So it just runs through this machine and gets banded and moves on. So most of the black stuff will get put on this shelf, and they'll kind of stack some things up, and then they'll run just tons of pieces at a time. So they'll just keep running the bander. It won't be ones or twos. We can do that, but they'll just throw multiple pieces through it.
Oh,
and it bands pretty quickly, and flip the piece and run it through again. So everything, like I said, it kind of funnels into that room. So most of the time, all the black parts come through this section and goes out into there. So
nice.
Here, and then it'll get cleaned where Elijah is over there, is where we'll do all the part prep, quality control. We'll clean all the lines and the glue lines, get all that stuff off, and just polish the panel, check it for any defects, any kind of weird stuff in the finish or whatever. So Elijah does that over there, but everything just funnels into that room. We're wall to wall, so we're pretty tight in here, but we're trying to make the best of our space really before we get our new building, which is going to be epic.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, you can come do
Stay
it.
tuned for the epic tour.